Eli graduated high school with a handshake, a borrowed tie, and roughly 8,000 opinions thrown at him like rice at a wedding. Do something practical. Business is safe. You need a 5-year plan. Don't waste your life chasing a fantasy. His parents, teachers, cousins, and one neighbor who had absolutely not been asked all had recommendations. Apparently, everyone was deeply invested in Eli becoming a responsible adult, preferably by Tuesday. So he enrolled in college for general business, not because he felt called to it exactly, more because it seemed like the sort of degree people described with words like versatile and smart, which often means we have no idea what you should do, but this sounds employable. Eli didn't hate it. He just felt like he was wearing somebody else's jacket. Functional enough, but odd in the shoulders. Still, he had one habit that kept him sane. Every morning before class, before texts, before the digital avalanche of everybody else's expectations, he sat in his car or on a park bench and prayed. Jesus, lead me. Put your passion in me. I don't want a life built from pressure. I want the one you actually wrote for me. That was it. No dramatic thunderclaps. No angel descending through the campus quad next to a guy advertising student government. Just a quiet, stubborn prayer, repeated until it became the steering wheel of his life. He kept Hebrews 12:2 close. We look away from the natural realm and focus our attention and expectation onto Jesus, who birthed faith within us and leads us forward into faith's perfection. Eli took that seriously. He knew if he stared too long at everybody else's fear, he'd start calling it wisdom. So he kept looking at Jesus instead. Then, one Thursday, his friend, Sienna, asked if he'd go with her to a regional acting competition. "You don't even act," Eli said. "I know," she said. "That's what makes this funny. Also, I need moral support, and you have trustworthy eyebrows." This made no sense, but he went. The event was a collision of ambition, hairspray, ring lights, nervous monologues, and people saying, "My process," with the gravity of a surgeon discussing a transplant. Sienna convinced him to read opposite her in a scene. Then, a coordinator heard him. Then, someone else asked if he'd try a monologue slot, because another contestant bailed. Eli almost laughed. He had never seriously considered acting, but there was that familiar nudge in his spirit. Not hype, not ego, just a bright inner green light. So he prayed his now routine prayer in the hallway near a vending machine that had been out of order since the Bush administration. "Jesus, if this is you, breathe on it. If it's not, let it fall flat." He walked on stage, and something opened. He wasn't trying to impress anyone. He wasn't auditioning for identity. He was just strangely alive, present, clear, free. The room leaned in. Judges took notes. Sienna stared at him afterward like he had spontaneously developed an accent and a Tony Award. By the end of the weekend, Eli had callbacks, contacts, workshop invitations, and 2 scholarship-related conversations, none of which had come from his carefully selected general business syllabus. Life didn't become instantly simple, of course. His parents were confused. Some people called it risky. Others called it unrealistic, which is often what fear calls faith when it's wearing loafers. But Eli had learned the difference between noise and guidance. He didn't need every voice to agree. He needed to stay focused on Jesus. So he did. He trained, showed up, worked hard, stayed humble, kept asking Christ to shape his desire, not just his opportunities. And the doors kept opening, not all at once, but with the unmistakable choreography of God. A mentor appeared. A role led to another role. A small performance clip traveled farther than anyone expected. He found himself not merely succeeding, but becoming more himself than he had ever been. Years later, looking back, Eli could finally see it. Business classes, awkward uncertainty, the random invite from a beautiful friend, the last-minute opening, the hallway prayer by the dying vending machine. None of it had been random. Jesus had been guiding the whole thing. And what paid off beyond his wildest dreams wasn't merely a career. It was the joy of discovering that when you stop worshipping the opinions of the crowd and fix your eyes on Christ, his plan doesn't just outperform your plan. It introduces you to the person you were always meant to become.